So bright. Okay, three things that we're not gonna do right now, okay? First of all, I don't want any judgment. I want zero judgment on any of these things I'm about to mention. My hair, we're not gonna judge my hair because it's due for a wash, basically. I haven't washed it in probably like 5 or 6 days. We're not gonna judge my nails, okay? I'm only wearing the glue on nails, but it's like time for them to come off and be thrown away. So we're not gonna judge those. We're also not gonna judge my self tanner. I don't know if it's like, you can really see it on camera, but, and I was burnt, just right here. Just right here. Like my whole chest was like exposed probably like this. And like just right here, got burnt. And then like my arms, but that's kind of coming off. So we're not gonna judge that either. So I kind of wanted to do something that was like a little bit more back to the basics, because I feel like nobody does these videos on YouTube anymore, and these were my absolute favorites. Like, I love watching people's current favorites, their monthly favorites, their holy grails, first impressions, their hauls. So I kind of decided that because I wanted to kind of like start from scratch and start fresh on my channel, I don't know if I'm just going to keep up with the one that I have or start a completely new one. I haven't really decided what I want to do yet, but if I do decide to keep up with my new one, I think I'm going to put all of my old content on private, just because I feel like, I don't know, every time that I tried to like sit down and film something, I felt like it had to kind of like stay within like the flow of what my older videos were like. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's a weird mental thing. I figured the best way for me to start fresh was just kind of do videos that I enjoy watching. So this video is going to be about my current favorites. These are products that I have just been like obsessed with currently. I can't put them down. This has kind of been like the look that I've been doing every day, so I haven't really been doing like a full face of like really contouring, going in with the eyeshadow, lashes. Like I've just been kind of wearing this day to day. This video is gonna be current favorites on makeup products only, because I was thinking about doing a current favorites on makeup. I was gonna do like skincare, and then also like lifestyle favorites. So just things that like aren't beauty related. So yeah, I'm just gonna jump into it, because if I don't, I'll just sit here and ramble forever. So obviously I'm gonna start with a primer. I have two primers. The first one is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. A lot of people have been comparing this to the Tatcha Primer. I've never tried that one. I don't own it because that price point is a little higher than what I want to pay for, especially for a primer. But this one I've actually really been liking. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of like blurring primers or smoothing ones or pore filling, nothing like that. And I think a lot of that just comes from me not really having a huge like issue with pores, I guess is the best way to explain it. I feel like for me anyways, like whenever I use like those really slippery silicone primers like the Smashbox one, I used to love the Benefit POREfessional. I do think it's a great primer, it's just for me it doesn't work anymore. Because I find when I do use those, I just feel like my makeup slides. It doesn't really adhere or stick to my skin. This one though, I do see a huge difference. I do feel like my pores are kind of like blurred out and they're smoothed over. I feel like I see a difference in the longevity of my makeup, which I'm actually really surprised by, because I'm also not like a huge believer in like primer to begin with, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I've really been loving that. I only put this in my T-zone, so like around here, on my forehead, on my chin a little bit, and I actually just kind of like press it into the skin, so I don't just swipe it. No, I do swipe it. Who am I kidding? I definitely swipe, and then I pat. After I apply that though, I will go in with the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I have been loving this one for about a year or two now. I always buy it when it's one of the beauty steals from Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty, so it's only like $19 versus I think it's like $30 to $40. Just get your skin like such like a pretty and like healthy glow. I feel like that's the best way to describe it, and I hope you can see this, but I just want to show you, like, it just looks so pretty underneath foundation, or even if like you just want to wear it by itself, like when you have no makeup days but you want your skin to just have like a really pretty glow. I just think this is absolutely gorgeous. It gives me a little bit of hydration, not too much. I mostly wear this for like the finish that it gives. The next thing is foundation. I have 3 here. And it kind of depends on like what my mood is for that day, how long I'm going to be wearing my makeup, and then like the look that I'm going for. So I'll start with probably this. I would say this is my holy grail, just because I've been wearing it for so long and it never fails me. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Foundation. I am in the shade, I kind of bounce between 2 shades. I bounce between 5 and 11. I know that sounds very weird. It just kind of depends on like where my self tanner is at. But, or usually I'll have to mix the 2 shades. Now, what I love about this foundation is it's transfer proof. A lot of times when brands try to make those claims, I feel like it's, I don't know, maybe I'm just a skeptic, but I just feel like it's very gimmicky. This one, so the way that I apply it, I always put it on the back of my hand and then I'll apply it with my beauty blender or whatnot. So I always have, like I usually have like some leftover on my hand, and I swear when it's dry, I can rub the shit out of my hand and it's not going anywhere, like at all. It is there. So it definitely is transfer proof. I also love, I mean, in my opinion, it gives more of a natural finish. So it's not too matte, but then it's not too dewy either. And then I also love the coverage that it gives. I would say it's like a medium to full foundation. I don't know what they claim it to be, but I do like the fact that I can build this up if I do want it to be a full coverage, and it doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel cakey. This is actually one of the only foundations where throughout the day, like when it settles, I feel like it looks better. So the second foundation is actually a drugstore foundation that I just recently purchased and recently discovered. Not really discovered because I've heard a few different influencers talk about this, but I finally decided to just give it a chance. This is the Light Illusion foundation from Flower Beauty. I like this one because the finish is just... The finish is everything. The finish is absolutely everything. It is very, 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 very dewy, like extremely dewy. Even sometimes like when I first apply it, I'm like, oh my god, this is like, maybe it's too much. But as it kind of settles with the skin, I can't even describe it. It just looks so good. It's like a medium to full coverage, and for it being a drugstore, I'm actually very impressed with the coverage. I'm in the shade Warm Beige 14. I could probably handle going up a shade just because when my self tanner is very fresh, like I have to kind of like either apply bronzer everywhere or mix in like a darker foundation with this. And I'm trying to stray away from mixing foundations because I really just want to find one that matches, and so that way I can get like the true outcome of the foundation. So yeah, I've been loving this one. I've been loving this. Like I said, I've only been wearing it for like a week and a half and I'm already like obsessed with it. The last foundation that I want to mention is the Supergoop Daily Correct CC Cream. It's actually what I have on right now, and it's weird because it's definitely like CC cream coverage, so it doesn't give a lot of coverage, just kind of like your skin but better sort of a feel. But I like this because it does have SPF 35, and because I live in Arizona now, I can't complain that it's sunny all the time, but I've become very conscious of wearing SPF. I do have an SPF that I do wear underneath this, but I just kind of like that it gives me a little something extra. Oh, what I also forgot to mention is that all of these foundations blend out beautifully with either a beauty blender or a brush, whatever you prefer, because I've used all of them with both and I have had zero issues with the blendability, the coverage that it gives, anything like that, using either tool. The only grudge that I would have is I would say that the color selection is not the best. When I went to Sephora, into mine anyways, I haven't checked Sephora.com or Supergoop.com to see if they offer more colors and more of a range. This is light medium, and this only works when I do have self tanner on. Like, it's pretty dark for being light medium. And just like you would expect out of a CC cream, it does give like a very like light amount of coverage. So it's not gonna be like a full face. It's kind of what I've been wearing when I don't really wear eyeshadow, I don't wear lipstick, I don't wear lashes, anything like that. Just kind of like a natural face. I do find that it gives a pretty natural finish. That's not too dewy, but it's not too matte either. So I don't really know how it would work if you do have oily skin. I feel like I just spent so much time on that. So the second thing I'm gonna go through is concealer, obviously. So I have 2 concealers that I wanna talk about. The first is the Colourpop concealer. So the price point is like fantastic. The coverage is fantastic. Their color selection is fantastic. At least what I've seen. I don't know if I've seen the full color range because I did buy mine at Ulta. So I haven't seen on Colourpop.com if they do carry more, but I love this as an eyeshadow base. I love it as a concealer for underneath the eyes and to spot conceal. This concealer is just ridiculous for the price. It's a natural finish. It feels hydrating, it's creamy. They just, you did that, Colourpop, you did that. Second one, still brand new to me because I purchased both these products at the same time, but I'm impressed and I highly recommend it. This is the Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer, again from Flower Beauty. This still has like that dewy, hydrating look to it, but I set mine with powder and it sets down, it sets so beautifully. I can't even describe or like really understand what makes it set so beautifully. It just looks so natural. It doesn't look dry or cakey or heavy. I've only used this for the under eye, so I don't know how this does with blemishes. But yeah, this one is a little pricier for a drugstore concealer. I think this is, I want to say it was like $9 to $12, somewhere in there. I'm loving both of these, mostly for the under eye area. This one as a base. I haven't tried this one as a base. I don't know if I would love it because it is a dewier finish, but both of these I would I recommend. I feel like I have like at least like 2 in every category, and I'm so sorry for that, but that's just the way it is. So next thing are bronzers. The first one is the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in the shade Mocha. Before this I was using the Wet n Wild. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's the contour stick. I really liked that one. This one I do like a little bit more because it is more of a cool toned. I don't know if it's going to translate on camera that it's actually a cool tone, just because my lights are a little warmer. Yeah, I was actually really impressed because when I swatched this, it feels kind of like a dry cream. Like it doesn't feel super creamy. It doesn't feel like it would blend out very well. It blends out so well. Actually I did just try this with a brush. So it does blend out really well with either a brush or a beauty blender. I almost feel like this blends out a little bit better with a brush. And I feel like it's almost like hard to overdo it with this product, which is weird. When it goes on, it does look pretty intense, but when you blend it out, it just looks stunning. And then the next one is actually like something that I forgot about, and I like used to be obsessed with this. This is the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion. There's like 4 shades in this bronzer. This is in the shade, of course, a wash top. I think this was in 30M, almost positive, but it just looks like this. Mine is actually hit pan. This is one of the only bronzers that I've ever hit pan on. It just puts on like the perfect amount of product. It's very buildable, so it's not a super pigmented product, which I kind of like that. It gives your skin like a nice sheen. Like even though it's like the matte version, I just feel like it gives like the skin like such like a pretty, healthy, natural sheen and like a natural look to the skin. Like it looks like skin, it melts into the skin. It doesn't just like sit on top like a heavy powder. So I've been loving these two. What I'll do is I'll kind of go in with this. I'll go in with just a little bit, almost as like a base for my bronzer, and then I'll go in with this on top if I'm doing a face like this. If I'm doing a more glammed up look, I will use the Hoola bronzer just because I can kind of chisel out my cheekbones a little bit more with that. Next thing I want to talk about though is the Dermablend Professional Illuminating Banana Powder. I didn't think that I was gonna love this because I really never jumped on the banana powder bandwagon when it was popular. But when I got this, it's weird because it says illuminating. I actually use this to set my under eyes, and maybe that's why I like it so much. Like, it's illuminating, but it's not like super glowy. It just kind of like brightens up your under eye in the best way. The way that I set my under eye always is I always use this end, sorry this is so dirty, don't judge me. I always use this end of the Morphe sponge, and I don't bake, I just pick up a little bit of that powder and then really like press it and work it into the skin. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look crusty, it doesn't make my under eyes look dry throughout the day, it just sets beautifully. And I really do see a huge difference in the way that my under eyes look when I do set with this powder. Alright, moving on to blush. 2 of these blushes, one of them I feel like is almost, I don't want to say expected, but like, oh, it's such a classic. This is the Milani Luminoso Baked Powder Blush. All of their blushes are absolutely stunning, but there's something about this blush. It looks good on every single skin tone. I kind of went like a little lighter on my makeup today, but when I do like a very like bronzy, glowy, like this just screams stuff. And the next one I feel like is very, like I don't think anybody really knows about this blush, but it is from Lancome and it is called Shimmer Mocha Havana. I actually only have the Fenty contour stick, and then I have this almost as like my blush bronzer. It is more like a brown tone blush, but it has like a hint of like rosiness to it on the skin. So it just looks very natural, very pretty. It has like a little bit of a shimmer, but it's not chunks of glitter on the skin. It just gives like such a nice sheen, just a nice like little like touch of color. I can't even explain it. Now moving on to highlight. This is like my favorite part. I love highlight. I love highlight. And the first one is from Sephora. I don't know if they even make this anymore. I have to check on Sephora.com to see if they do, because I'm gonna be real sad when I run out of this, because I feel like this is like such a dupe for the highlighters from, or like the skin finishes. I don't know what they are really, from Hourglass. This is the Sephora brand Microsmooth Baked Sculpting Trio in the shade Universal, or number 6. Again, I don't know if they make this anymore because I bought this on clearance when I used to work at Sephora. This is absolutely beautiful. I swear to God, it looks exactly like the Hourglass powders. What I do with this is I actually take a stippling brush. This is the MAC, I think 186. I don't know, the number's off. I take this, I will dust this literally everywhere. Like in my T-zone, on my nose, like literally everywhere. And I swear to God, when I wear this, I get so many compliments on my skin. Not even like my foundation, but on my skin. I feel like it kind of like blurs the skin over. It gives just like such like a pretty sheen, and the more you add, the more blinding it is, because it is like a softer glow. Oh, I love this. I kind of use this as like a base. Sometimes I'll use the Cover FX Illuminating drops underneath just to kind of like give it a little push. This is actually all I'm wearing right now. Like I don't have anything else. I didn't spray my skin. I didn't put the Cover FX drops underneath it. This is just how it looks by itself. I love it. This next highlight though, I'm pretty sure that I have found the best highlight in the entire world. I swear, I do not have one high-end highlighter that I like more than this. I don't know why this isn't talked about more. I feel like this is something that so many people look over because of the packaging, the brand, and possibly the color of it, because the color looks nothing like how it does on the skin. This is the L'Oreal Crushed Foil Metallic Highlighter. Now, this shade is in Rose Quartz. I don't know if this comes in any other shades. This is the only one that I saw. I think that L'Oreal has like a crushed foil collection. The only place that I've been able to find this is at Walmart. This highlight, I am telling you right now, please go to Walmart and get this. I think it was like $10 to $12. It is so pretty. It's definitely like a rose gold sort of color. It's not too deep. It's not too light. It's not so rosy to where you have like pink highlighter. I'm using a stippling brush and it just like, I don't even know how to describe it.
Oh my God, it's so pretty, it's so pretty.
It doesn't look chunky. It melts into the skin. I don't know if that's because it's like a foiled collection. It's just absolutely beautiful. Okay, moving on. So for eyes, the mascara, don't judge my lashes today because I didn't curl them. I can't find my lash curler. I don't know, I just don't really care what my lashes, like what my natural lashes look like. This is Benefit's Rollerlash. I love this mascara because 1, it does not flake. It never have an issue with flaking no matter how long I wear it. 2, the formula is very light, so it's not heavy. It doesn't weigh down my lashes when I do curl them. The other thing that I love about this, I really do feel like the wand makes this mascara. It has a slight curve to it. I really feel like it just kind of like gets all of the lashes, and I like the teeth are nice and separated. Love this. I love any of the Benefit mascaras, but this one has been my favorite so far. Speaking of Rollerlash, Benefit came out with an eyeliner, a liquid eyeliner. This eyeliner, it's another hidden gem. I was using Stylus for years, which that was like the blackest. It lasted the longest. I feel like I like a felt tip liner. I don't like brush tip applicators. I think that they're just too flimsy for me. It has such like the perfect felt tip. It's not too thick, it's not too thin. It's not waterproof. I don't know if it's water resistant because I know some of Benefit's mascaras are water resistant, but I don't know if it's waterproof, but I can wear this all day. Doesn't smudge, doesn't flake, doesn't get weird. The finish is so black and it's so matte. Benefit did this. They did this. And last thing I want to talk about are lips. Finally, almost done. I have 3 lip products that I can show you. One I actually forgot at work. Oh, it sucks. That one, I'll just go ahead and talk about that one. That one is the Anastasia lip gloss in the shade Butterscotch. That shade is absolutely perfect. I feel like I've said this with like every product that I've talked about, but that's why it's current favorites or whatever. I can wear that gloss by itself and it looks stunning. I can wear it on top of something. It looks stunning. It's not drying. It's not overly sticky. I don't love a sticky gloss. I like more of like the oil-based one. This one that I do have is glossy lip paint in the shade Hella. This shade is actually very similar to the Anastasia one, but this one is definitely more like a corally peachy shade. Oh God, you can't see see anything. That's so annoying. First of all, it makes you look tanner than you actually are. Second of all, it just looks so summery. I would say that the Anastasia one is a tad more brown than this one is. This one is definitely like a peachy lip gloss, whereas the other one I would say is like a nude with peach. As far as lip care goes, 2 lip balms that I've been like obsessed with is the Mario Badescu lip balm. It just looks like this. First of all, the scent of it, it's just like a nice, it's a nice coconut. You know how sometimes like coconut is like too overpowering, it's too sweet, it's too like, I don't really like the smell of like pina colada all that much. This one, it just smells like coconut. I love it. And this one, it's not sticky, it's not too thick. I can wear it underneath lipstick. And this took me forever to get on the bandwagon. I don't know what, it takes me forever to get on any bandwagon really. But this one is, I don't know how to pronounce this brand, but it's the Laneige lip sleeping mask. Everybody and their grandmother talks about this. It's just the sample size from Sephora because they had it as like one of the point perks. The smell smells so good. And I think they just came out with a new scent. I think they have like a vanilla one now. Like once I'm done with this, I'm definitely gonna be purchasing the full size. My girl Amy from back home talks about this. She's talked about this so many times, and I feel like whenever she talks about something, I'm like, all right, fine, I'll try it. So I don't know, it took me so long to actually try it. I guess because like 20 bucks for a lip balm, I'm like, oh, that's a little much, but I really like this because it's very smooth on the lips. It's not like goopy, it's not chunky. It is thicker, but when I wake up in the morning, like my lips just feel so hydrated, and I feel like the product really absorbs in. I don't have any like weird, like nasty leftover residue on my lips in the morning. Love both of these. I use this more during the day, and then obviously this one at night. And then the last thing that I do want to mention, I know I mentioned this in the beginning of the video for you to not judge, but the last thing that I've been loving are actually these nails. Like, I'm not mad at them. They don't look their best right now. My nails, my cuticles, none of it looks its best. I've been wearing these for about like 2 weeks now. I'm not a girl that likes to get her nails done, mostly because I don't want to pay for it. That's really what it boils down to, is I don't want to pay to get my nails done because it's so expensive. It's just like not a bill that I want to have. You know, I feel like a little bit more put together. I don't have to worry about them chipping. I have had like a few of them pop off on me throughout the day, but that's because I was like not being the most gentle on them. They're from the brand Kiss. I got these from Ulta. You can find them at Target, I think Walmart. Pretty much any drugstore will have them. That kind of like wraps everything up. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this. I hope it was entertaining and I didn't put you to sleep talking about my favorites. And I'm gonna say it, if you want to see more, subscribe to it. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. Tell me what you want to see. Thanks for watching, guys.